Good evening, my friend. Before we begin, let me ask you a simple question. How have you been sleeping lately? Are you waking up refreshed and energized, or more tired than when you went to bed? Do you find yourself tossing and turning, waking up at odd hours, or just feeling off and can't explain why? If you're over 50, you're not alone. In fact, most people your age tell me sleep doesn't come as easily as it used to. But here's the part no one talks about. Some of the most harmless sleeping habits, the ones we've followed for years, could actually be cutting our lives short. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying it because I care. Because I've seen it happen too many times. And as a health professional, it breaks my heart to watch vibrant, intelligent, warm people, just like you, fall victim to silent nighttime habits that gradually chip away at their well-being. Some of these habits may seem small, like leaving the TV on, or having a glass of wine before bed. But science is catching up with what we've suspected all along. What happens while you sleep may matter more to your heart, brain, and longevity than almost anything else. And if you've been waking up feeling like something just isn't right, please don't ignore it. Tonight, I want to walk with you, gently, respectfully, through 10 sleeping habits that have quietly taken the lives of too many seniors this year alone. But this isn't just about warning signs. It's about empowerment. Because once you understand these habits, you can change them. And once you change them, you can reclaim your sleep, your energy, and maybe even years of your life. So grab a warm cup of tea. Settle in. Let's talk about the truth behind these 10 deadly sleep habits, and more importantly, what you can do starting tonight to protect yourself. You deserve restful nights. You deserve long, healthy years ahead. And it all starts right here. Shall we begin? Sleeping with the TV on. Let's begin with one of the most common habits, one that many seniors don't even think twice about. Do you ever fall asleep with the TV still playing in the background? Maybe it's a comforting noise, or maybe it helps you feel less alone at night. For many, it's become part of the routine. But here's what most people don't realize. That glowing screen and background noise can do serious harm to your brain, especially as you age. You see, your brain relies on darkness and silence to enter deep, restorative sleep, what we call slow-wave sleep. That's when your brain clears out waste, your heart rate slows, and your body repairs itself. But when a TV is left on, especially with flashing lights or changing sounds, your brain remains alert, even if you're unconscious. Research shows that even light from a small screen can reduce melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep and stay asleep. Over time, this leads to sleep fragmentation, poor memory retention, increased anxiety, and even a higher risk of Alzheimer's disease. I've had patients come in saying, "Doc, I sleep through the night just fine with the TV on." But when we tested them, their brain never reached the deepest stages of sleep. They were resting, yes, but not restoring. And it's not just the light. The sound, sudden laughter, commercials, action scenes can trigger micro-arousals. You may not remember waking up, but your body certainly does. It never gets the full reset it needs. So what can you do instead? If silence feels too quiet, consider a white noise machine, gentle nature sounds, or a calming audiobook with a sleep timer. And if you like having light in the room, try a warm amber night light, one that doesn't interfere with melatonin. One small change, just turning off that TV before bed, can make a profound difference in your mood, memory, and heart health. Tonight, give yourself permission to sleep in true darkness. Your brain will thank you. 2. Using sleep medications. Long term. Next, let's talk about something that concerns me deeply: over-reliance on sleeping pills. I want to be clear. Medication has its place. Sometimes in short-term situations like grief, stress, or acute insomnia, sleep aids can be helpful. But what we're seeing now is an alarming trend. Long-term dependency on medications like benzodiazepines, sedative antihistamines, and even certain antidepressants just to fall asleep each night. And while these pills may knock you out, they don't provide restorative sleep. They sedate your brain, but they don't guide you into the healthy sleep cycles your body needs. Worse, they come with a hidden cost: increased risk of falls, especially if you wake up groggy to use the bathroom, daytime confusion, forgetfulness, or feeling foggy, higher rates of depression and anxiety over time, and most dangerously, a link to dementia and early death in long-term users over age 60. I remember a patient, Mrs. L., a sweet 72-year-old who'd been taking sleep pills every night for nearly 8 years. She came to me saying, "I don't feel like myself anymore. I forget simple things. I'm tired all the time." We weaned her off the meds, gradually and gently, and within months, her energy returned. Her clarity came back. She started laughing more again. What I want you to know is this: you are not weak if you've been using sleep medication. You're not to blame. You've been doing what you needed to do to get through the night. But there are safer, more sustainable ways forward. Cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBTI, is one of the most effective treatments we have. No side effects, and life-changing results. Herbal options like valerian root, magnesium glycinate, or melatonin in low doses can also help, but always under medical guidance. If you're currently on sleep meds, please don't stop cold turkey. Talk to your doctor. Create a taper plan. There is hope, and there is healing ahead. The goal is not just to sleep, but to wake up with life in your body and clarity in your mind. You deserve that. And you can absolutely get there. Ignoring sleep apnea symptoms. Now let's talk about one of the most underrated and dangerous sleep habits affecting seniors today: ignoring the signs of sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is a condition where your breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep. And no, it's not just about snoring. It's about starving your brain and heart of oxygen, night after night. You may think, "I don't have that. I sleep just fine." But here's the truth. Sleep apnea can go undetected for years, especially in older adults. You may not notice the gasping or pauses in breath, but your body does. Symptoms to watch for include loud or chronic snoring, morning headaches, waking up with a dry mouth, feeling tired no matter how many hours you sleep, difficulty focusing during the day, mood changes, or irritability. Now here's why it matters. Untreated sleep apnea increases your risk of high blood pressure, stroke, heart failure, type 2 diabetes, depression, and yes, early death. One of my patients, Mr. D, was a healthy 68-year-old who walked daily and ate well. But he kept falling asleep in front of the TV and struggled with his memory. His wife mentioned he often snored loudly, then suddenly stopped breathing. We ordered a sleep study, and it saved his life. He had severe obstructive sleep apnea. After starting CPAP therapy, he said, "Doc, it's like someone switched the lights back on in my brain." He had more energy, sharper thinking, and he even joked that his wife started snoring more than him. Sleep apnea isn't something to be ashamed of. It's something to be treated. If you or your partner notice signs, please talk to your doctor. A simple home sleep test can be all it takes to change everything. Sleep is oxygen. Sleep is survival. Let's not overlook what your body is trying to tell you. 4. Drinking alcohol before bed. Let's move on to a habit that's been misunderstood for generations: having a nightcap before bed. A glass of wine, a shot of whiskey, a cold beer. Many seniors believe it helps them relax and drift off faster. And to be fair, it does make you drowsy. At first. But here's the hidden truth. Alcohol disrupts your sleep cycles in dangerous ways. After that initial feeling of sleepiness, alcohol prevents your brain from entering the deeper stages of REM sleep, the phase responsible for memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and full body repair. Instead of rejuvenating sleep, you get fragmented, shallow rest. Your heart rate increases. You may sweat. You may wake up more to use the bathroom. And over time, it chips away at your health. But there's something else. Something many people don't know. In older adults, alcohol before bed raises the risk of nighttime arrhythmias, or irregular heartbeats, which can lead to fainting, stroke, or sudden cardiac events during sleep. Even a small drink can impact a body that metabolizes alcohol more slowly with age. Your liver isn't processing it the same way it did at 30. Your brain is more sensitive, and so is your heart. One story I'll never forget is of a retired musician, 74, who had a tradition of sipping bourbon before bed. He was healthy, active, loved jazz, but he began waking up exhausted. One night he fainted on his way to the bathroom. We later found out his nighttime heart rate was dangerously erratic, linked to late-night alcohol and poor quality sleep. He gave up the nightcap and switched to tart cherry juice, a natural source of melatonin, and within weeks, his sleep and energy dramatically improved. So what can you do instead? Try herbal teas, chamomile, lavender, or lemon balm. Create a relaxing ritual. Warm bath, soft music, reading. Journal. Your thoughts to clear your mind before bed. The goal isn't to remove joy from your life. It's to give your body the peace it craves to heal overnight. Rest doesn't have to come from a bottle. It can come from rhythm, ritual, and true care. Going to bed too early or too late. One of the quiet traps many seniors fall into, without even realizing it, is going to bed at the wrong time for their body's natural rhythm. Now you might be wondering, how can going to bed early be a bad thing? Or, what if I'm just a night owl? Here's the truth. As we age, our internal clock or circadian rhythm begins to shift. We become more sensitive to light, more vulnerable to disruptions, and more dependent on routine for deep, healing sleep. Going to bed too early can actually backfire, causing you to wake up at 2 or 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, unable to fall back asleep. This broken sleep leaves you fatigued, irritable, and more prone to cognitive decline. Meanwhile, going to bed too late, especially after prolonged screen exposure, delays your body's release of melatonin, leading to restlessness, shallow sleep, and higher stress levels the next day. There's also something called social jet lag, when your sleep schedule is inconsistent from night to night. Studies show this inconsistency can increase the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and memory problems in older adults. I once had a couple in their 60s, both retired, who had completely different routines. He'd sleep at 9 p.m., she at midnight. Neither slept well, and both felt drained. When we worked together to align their bedtime and create a consistent wind-down schedule, the change was remarkable. They started feeling more connected, more rested, and even happier in their daily lives. Here's how you can find your sleep sweet spot. Track your energy levels. Do you feel sleepy at 9 p.m.? 10:30? That's your cue. Stick to a set time, even on weekends. Routine is your brain's best friend. Dim lights an hour before bed and avoid screens to help your body naturally wind down. Remember, quality sleep isn't just about how long you sleep. It's also about when you sleep. Give your body the rhythm it needs to heal, and it will reward you with clarity, calm, and strength. 6. Sleeping in a recliner or sitting up. Now let's talk about a habit that often starts with good intentions, but can become harmful over time. Sleeping in a recliner or upright in a chair. This is more common than you might think, especially among seniors who have back pain, acid reflux, or breathing difficulties. You might think, Well, I'm comfortable, and I fall asleep just fine. But here's the problem. Your body wasn't designed to heal and restore itself in a seated position. When you sleep upright, your circulation slows down, increasing the risk of blood clots, especially in your legs. Your spine and joints are under constant tension, which can lead to muscle stiffness or chronic pain. Your lungs can't fully expand, raising the risk of shallow breathing or even pneumonia over time. Most importantly, you miss out on deep horizontal rest, where the brain clears out waste and the heart gets to truly rest. I remember a gentleman, Mr. R., who had COPD and had been sleeping in his recliner for years. Over time, his fatigue worsened, and he developed swelling in his legs and poor oxygenation at night. When we adjusted his sleeping posture, raising the head of his bed slightly, using pillows to support his body, his breathing improved, and he began waking up with more energy than he'd had in years. If you sleep sitting up because of reflux, try elevating the head of your bed by 6 to 8 inches or using a wedge pillow. If it's because of breathing problems, speak with your doctor about oxygen support or breathing therapies. And if comfort is the issue, invest in a supportive mattress and consider adjustable beds. They provide the elevation without compromising circulation or spinal health. The body does its best healing when fully at rest. Heart, lungs, muscles, and mind all aligned. Don't settle for a partial sleep. You deserve the full restoration that only proper horizontal sleep can provide. Overheating the bedroom. Let's talk about something almost invisible, yet incredibly powerful. The temperature of your bedroom. You may enjoy being warm and cozy, many of us do, especially as we age and become more sensitive to cold. But when your room gets too warm at night, it can silently steal away the quality of your sleep and even put your health at risk. You see, your body naturally cools down to prepare for sleep. This drop in core temperature signals the brain to release melatonin, guiding you into deeper, more restorative stages of rest. But if your room is too warm, this process is disrupted. You may fall asleep, but wake up sweating, restless, or gasping for air. For older adults, overheating can also lead to dehydration during the night sweats and frequent awakenings, higher risk of irregular heartbeat in those with heart conditions, worsened symptoms of sleep apnea or chronic lung disease, increased agitation or confusion, particularly in those with early-stage dementia. I once had a patient in his 70s who swore by using 2 space heaters and flannel pajamas all year round. He thought it helped him sleep better, but he was waking up 5 to 6 times a night, always tired. When we helped him adjust his sleep environment to a cooler temperature with lighter bedding, his sleep improved within days. Here's how to create a cooler, sleep-friendly space. Set your room temperature between 18 to 21 degrees, 65 to 70 degrees. This is the optimal range. Use breathable, natural fiber bedding like cotton or bamboo. Layer blankets so you can easily adjust if you get too hot. Consider a cooling mattress topper or pillow designed to release heat. If you live in a hot climate, use a fan or air conditioner with a timer. Sleep is a delicate dance between warmth and coolness. Your body needs to feel safe, but not stifled. So tonight, check your room. Are you sleeping in a gentle breeze or a sauna in disguise? Give your body the cool comfort it needs, and it will reward you with peace, clarity, and health. 8. Skipping bathroom visits before bed. This next one may sound small, but it has caused some of the most devastating injuries I've seen in my practice. And it's one of the most preventable, not using the bathroom before bed. It's understandable. Maybe you don't feel the urge. Or maybe you're trying to avoid disrupting your sleep by getting up in the middle of the night. But skipping that last bathroom trip can lead to urgent awakenings, confusion, and worst of all, falls. Falls during the night are one of the leading causes of injury and death among seniors. I've seen patients suffer broken hips, head trauma, and even strokes triggered by the shock of a sudden nighttime fall. What usually happens is this. You wake up disoriented with a full bladder. It's dark. You're groggy. Your balance is off. Maybe your slippers are out of reach. You get up too quickly, lose your footing, and in one moment, your life changes. This doesn't have to happen. Here's what you can do. Always use the bathroom before bed, even if you don't feel the urge. Avoid drinking too much fluid in the last 1 to 2 hours before bedtime. Limit caffeine and alcohol in the evening. They are diuretics and irritants. Install night lights along your bedroom and hallway path. Use motion sensor lights or a bedside lamp with easy access. Keep a non-slip rug or surface by your bed. Wear grip-bottom slippers or socks. If you get up at night, one of my patients, a retired nurse in her late 60s, told me her fall happened because she was just too tired to use the bathroom before bed. After surgery and a long rehab, she became passionate about reminding others, take those few extra steps, it's worth everything. And if you're waking up to urinate multiple times a night, talk to your doctor. It may be a sign of something more serious, overactive bladder, prostate issues, or even undiagnosed diabetes. Don't let a simple habit put your health and independence at risk. Make it part of your nightly ritual, just like brushing your teeth, because protecting your nights means protecting your days to come. Sleeping with pets in the bed. This one may tug at the heart a bit, because pets are family. For many seniors, a beloved cat or dog is more than a companion. They're a source of love, comfort, and emotional support. So it's no surprise that many choose to sleep side by side with their furry friends. But here's the gentle truth. Sharing your bed with pets may be silently disrupting your health. Let's break it down. Animals have different sleep cycles than we do. They move, stretch, snore, dream, and yes, even wake up multiple times a night. Every time they shift or make a noise, your body responds, even if you're not fully conscious. You may not remember waking up, but your brain never enters those deep, uninterrupted stages of sleep. Beyond disturbance, there are allergy risks as well. Pet dander can worsen respiratory problems, especially in older adults with asthma, COPD, or compromised immune systems. Then there are hygiene concerns. Pets may carry bacteria from outside or their litter boxes, and even well-groomed animals can bring allergens into the sheets. One of my patients, a 71-year-old widow, adored her small dog and let him sleep right next to her head each night. Over time, she developed chronic sinus issues and worsening fatigue. When we gently suggested moving the dog to a soft bed right beside her own, her sleep improved dramatically, and their bond remained just as strong. Here are some healthy compromises. Set up a dedicated pet bed near your bed, close enough for comfort but separate enough for undisturbed sleep. Use washable covers and clean bedding often. Invest in HEPA air filters to reduce allergens. If your pet insists on sleeping in bed, train them to stay at the foot, not near your face. This is not about choosing between your health and your pet. It's about choosing what allows both of you to thrive. You give your pet unconditional love. Now extend some of that love to yourself, starting with your sleep. 10. Ignoring insomnia or dismissing sleep. Trouble as normal. And now perhaps the most widespread and dangerous sleeping habit of all. Believing that poor sleep is just a normal part of getting older. Let me say this clearly. It's not. Tiredness, restlessness, waking up in the middle of the night, lying awake for hours. These are not just the way things are. They are signs. Signs that your body is trying to tell you something important. Too many seniors suffer in silence, assuming insomnia is just part of aging, or worse, that nothing can be done. They brush it off. They cope. They adapt. And in doing so, They miss out on the energy, focus, joy, and connection that restorative sleep can bring. Chronic insomnia doesn't just affect how you feel. It affects how you live. It weakens the immune system. It contributes to depression and anxiety. It increases the risk of falls, memory loss, heart disease, and even early death. But here's the hope. Insomnia is treatable. And it doesn't always require medication. Cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBTI, has been shown to be more effective than sleeping pills in the long run. It helps retrain your brain to sleep, naturally, gently, and deeply. Other strategies include light therapy, guided meditation, breath work, journaling, and building a consistent routine that sends signals of safety and rest to your nervous system. I once worked with a retired teacher who hadn't slept through the night in over 5 years. She had come to accept it as her new normal. But with just a few weeks of personalized changes, no drugs, no drastic measures, she began sleeping 6, then 7 hours a night. I'll never forget what she said. I had forgotten what it felt like to wake up happy. Now I remember. So if you've been silently struggling, please hear me. You are not alone. You are not broken. And most importantly, you are not too old to heal. Your sleep can get better, and when it does, everything else in life gets better too. Conclusion. So now, my friend, we've walked together through 10 of the most common sleeping habits that, while familiar and often unnoticed, have quietly stolen rest, robbed vitality, and in far too many cases, taken precious lives. But if you take away one thing from our time together, let it be this. It's not too late. Not too late to change a habit. Not too late to protect your health. Not too late to feel rested again. You see, sleep isn't just a passive part of life. It's where healing happens. It's when your brain washes away the clutter of the day. When your heart slows, your muscles rebuild, your mind resets, and your soul, if I may say so, finally has space to breathe. Each night is an opportunity, a fresh beginning wrapped in darkness and silence. And by making even one small shift, turning off the TV, lowering the room temperature, creating a gentle bedtime ritual, you're choosing life, not just more years, but better years. Years with more laughter, more clarity, more strength, more presence. I know change isn't easy. It might feel uncomfortable at first to break old habits or ask for help. But I promise you, every step toward better sleep is a step toward a fuller, freer life, and you are worth every step. So tonight, before you close your eyes, pause for a moment. Check in with yourself. Ask, what is one thing I can do, just one, to sleep a little better tonight? Then do it, and let it be enough for now. Healing happens one night at a time. You deserve peaceful sleep. You deserve a body that wakes up strong. You deserve mornings filled with hope, not fatigue. And you are not alone on this path. I'm here, cheering you on. And so are millions of others making these quiet, powerful changes, just like you. Until next time, take care of your sleep, and it will take care of you. Good night, and be well.